channel. My name is Sibu and I am the madam of this house. If you are new here, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, do all the nice things that you do for YouTubers. Please make sure to also turn your post notifications on. There's a bell. Just click on the bell so that you're notified every single time I release a video, I upload a video. If you are coming back to watch my channel, but you just have not subscribed because clearly you don't like me or you don't like yourself at this point, please make sure to do the right thing, guys. It really, really helps. I'm on the road to 200 subscribers and that means a lot to me. So please make sure, Gesana, interaction, you know. And also, Gesana, I have braids now. The fro is gone. I have blonde braids. I'm probably going to link pictures because Gesana, they love of things. Guys, Tana isn't. Anyway, welcome to my channel, and I feel like I haven't been giving you guys story times, and you go after the laugh. I'm back with a story time, and this one happened when I was a child. It happened. So this happened when I was in grade 8. Yeah. I was in grade 8 and I had come from Joburg and I went to Queenstown, and I was new. I was new in Queenstown. I was new at school. Nandi everywhere in my life. I was new. Anyways, you can see by the title of the video, this was not a very proud moment in my life. It's not a moment that I, would usually talk about or pick out, to talk about. But it is what it is. I'm going to tell the story of how we splurged. We spent an entire term's money in one day with their friends. Okay, so just a quick, just a quick, context of the situation. So the school that I went to, you could either pay per term, so it's like 3 months combined, or you could pay every month. Ekaya, they paid every month. And I never had to deal with any of the payments or any of the funds. Usually my mom would like deposit or do however she did, but I never had the money, the cash with me in my hands. And I wasn't even sure how much, school fees were. I was young, guys. When you're in grade 8, you're what? You're 13, 14, up. Anyway, so Escol and Sam, and I hope they stop this. Like, I hope they stop this because this was like, no, like it's no, you can't even speak. So Escol and Sam, if you hadn't paid your fees in time, good really, I don't even know how they checked, but if you haven't paid your fees for a specific amount of time, you would get suspended from school in an attempt to get your parents to be embarrassed or however, or feel however, and then pay your fees so that you can go back to school. Wow, I know. Like, who does that? I know. Like, I get it. Who the freak does that? But the school that I went to did that. So, and my mom had 3 kids. Like, she had 3 children, and she was, as you know from previous videos, she did everything herself. Like, from fees, everything herself. So, obviously, like, on one salary, you're bound to cut corners here and there. You're bound to, be owing here or here. Yay, get better. She patch here, take funds here, patch here, It was busy. Like, I'm not gonna say, I wouldn't say we were poor, we were okay, but sometimes as a single parent you would have, and sometimes school fees would be, the problem. Okay, fine. I'm rambling. Okay. So on this particular day, it was about suspend around God, like you never got, to take any lessons. School started at 7:25, and by 8 or 8:30, if on that day they are suspending, you are probably suspended already. Which annoyed me because some of us took buses. Like, why can't you suspend me at 7:30 so I can take the bus back home? But guess not the point, my dad. Okay, so on this particular day, I get suspended. So it's a number of us. So what they would do is they'd come, so they'd give, you know, they'd have the list, ne? They'd have the list, and then they'd come in the middle of class, and then they'd read out the names, and they'd be like, follow me, you're suspended, you didn't pay your fees. Imagine if you had a crush in your class. Now your crush is, now your crush is seeing you being suspended for fees. It's not even your fault. My problem is, it's not your fault. It embarrasses you, it scars you as a child for life. You know, it wasn't a good thing. I hope they don't do it anymore. I hope they don't do it anymore, because wow, and I took a long time to heal from that. But yeah, that's that. So they would call us by, okay, so and so suspend you. And yeah, we would have regulars. We'd have people who we know about, when they suspend people, we are suspending. Always when they suspend people, you're suspended. And it's one of those things where it's like a horrible thing, but it's just like, you know, we're living it, so might as well, you know, see the fun and the jokes, you know, in the situation. So we get suspended around 8:30. And in my class, I don't remember other people. In my class, it was myself and two other girls. I would say strong acquaintances because we were not friends. And then you told me, Tabisa, no Zippo, no Banon, no Spogush. I think I was friends with Spogush after. No, I was friends with Spogush in grade 9. Got grade 8, then you told me Tabis, then you changed Tabis. When Tabis, I used to live before she came, she moved. So Cecily changed. This is cute. It's cute. It's gorgeous. It's smart. Okay, fine. I'm rambling. Okay, so these two hands. So it was myself. So the first one, we're gonna call her. Let's call her Gabby. Okay. So the first hand is Gabby. Gabby was like just an acquaintance, not a strong acquaintance. She was just an acquaintance, someone I knew from school. And then there was also, what are we gonna call this one? What are we gonna call her? Listen, guys, come on. So we had Gabby and we had Zodwa. So we're gonna call this other one Zodwa. So Zodwa and I were closer because Zodwa and I lived Esbelin, so too. Ne? We lived like literally in the same street. No Zodwa. So we knew, like, she would come to my house, I'd go to her house, like, yeah, more, like, we were slightly closer, no Zodwa. But I wouldn't say we were like friends, because we were different, you know. But we were cool, no Zodwa. Okay, so it's myself, it's Gabby, it's Zodwa. Ne? We get suspended together. Now, what we would do when we get suspended is you get suspended, you go call your parents, and then maybe your parents might call the school and be like, hey, I'll arrange a payment so at such and such a time. And then it's either the parents pay now, you go back to school, or the parents don't pay on that day, and then you go home, and then you come back tomorrow once your parents have paid. In my case, I think it was on a Friday, so I didn't live with my mom. I didn't live with my mom at the time. She had just changed jobs. She had just moved. So she always came home during the weekends. And it was on a Friday on this day. It was a Friday. And my mom was like, I can't. I'm at work right now. I can't send the payment now. So go home. We'll sort it out during the weekend. And then you can come back to school on Monday. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was bummed, Shem. I really liked going to school. I was one of those kids who would be so upset if, like, I'm sick and I can't go to school. I was so bored, and I guess who does that? Anyway, so my mom's like, no, go home. There's nothing that I can do right now to make the payment. They probably won't take you back in. And gets but needs guys, get phone, people are calling their parents. And then eventually some get back into school, some go into town gallivanting. So myself, Gabby, and Zodwa are like, what are we gonna do with our lives? I think it's still very early. Maybe we could go window shopping. That's a thing that we used to like at high school. We used to really, really love window shopping. Oh man, let's go window shopping, girls, you know. Ati Uzodwa. So Zodwa had lived in Queenstown for years. She had gone to primary school in Queenstown. I was new. I had gone to school in Joburg, so I didn't know anything and anyone. So Zodwa says, no, I went to this school. I'm not gonna name the school. I almost did. So she's like, no, let's go to my old primary school. I want to go say hi to my teachers. Ne? Now our school is in town. Ne? The school that we're going to, Sikazodwa, the primary school that she went to, is in Elokshin. It's in a township. It's a bit of a walk. Usually people take taxis, but that day we had all day, so we walked. It's myself, it's Zodwa, it's Gabby. Gabby is with us. Ne? Gabby hints at the fact that she could go back to school, but she doesn't want to. But why don't you want to go back to school? Fine, I'm not saying. We get to and also Gesana, a very, very strange thing about this, nobody stopped us. Like throughout the course of that day, nobody stopped us and said, why aren't you at school? Okay, fine. We walk, teacher. Even the teacher, I don't think the teacher asked. If she did ask, we probably lied. We probably told her about inter-house or something. Like we probably lied. After we at this one school, and then after that we're just like, so what are we gonna do? I'm like, let's go window shopping, as I mentioned before. And then the girls are like, okay, let's go window shopping. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go. And then on our way, Gabby is like, no, but I want to stop for some chips. Like, I really want to get myself some chips. And then I'm like, okay, we can stop somewhere. And then also when we went to Elokshini, we were like a group, or maybe like small little groups. It wasn't just the three of us. So if people were going that direction, that's where we went. We get there. Okay, we find a small Spaza shop in the township. Gabby says she wants to buy chips. I don't want to buy chips. Zodwa does not want to buy chips. Ne? So Zodwa and myself only have the money to Gimbel to go home. We only have the transport fare to go home. Now, the transport fare came out of our lunch money. Otherwise, I think I still use the bus or non transport somewhere, but yeah, I didn't have money. Gabby gets into the store. It's like, I get some carpet. We get inside. She buys a big packet of chips. And then, just as she's about to pay, she's like, aren't you guys going to take anything? Zodwa and I look at each other like, broke mother effers. We're broke. So we're just like, no, we're not going to take anything. She proceeds to take two big packets of chips and she pays for them. Then she gives them to us. So as she pays, we notice, no. She has like a huge wad of cash. Like she has like it's cash. It's 200s and it's hundreds only. 200s and 100 notes only. I look at Zodwa. Zodwa looks at me. And we played cool. But I'm just like, oh man, I saw it. Imalengaka baby girl. I told Zodwa. Go with it to me. So now, I'm scared. I'm like, what? And as we go out, I almost mentioned her real name. As we go out, Gabby explains that, yeah, I could have, I'm sorry, I'm just getting wine. She explains, but Jonga, I could have bought, I could have paid my fees and went back to school, but I just didn't feel like it. Hey, nakusiki mali fees. And then Zodwa was here. Zodwa was streetwise. So Zodwa says to me, Sibu, don't say anything. Don't make her feel bad for spending on us, but also don't ask her. Let's not ask her for anything. Then make a sharp. Zodwa was, was seeing what I couldn't see. So we eat these chips and I'm like, hey. And then this one's like, let's go window shop. Sibu said, you want to go window shop. Why will we go? Guess how we go window shop. At this point in time, I'm just feeling very uncomfortable. I'm just like, yo, guys, you know, but I'm not feeling too bad because I haven't spent anything. But I'm just thinking, yo, imali engakalungi. We go to town, and she's like, okay, before we window shop, I want to go to the hair salon. And this was back in the day when I used to relax my hair. We go to the hair salon, and she gets her hair done. I don't remember if Zodwa also did her hair or it was just Gabby, but I do remember the doing of hair. And also, as we're doing hair, we're buying accessories. We want to accessorize the hair. I'm like, okay, it's fine. And Gabby girl is paying for every single thing that we're doing. She is paying, and she is suggesting. So Zodwa and I are sticking to the plan. But Jonah, we're not gonna ask this child for anything. We're not gonna ask her for anything. But if she does do stuff for us, we're not gonna say no. And then she's like, let's go to window shopping. We finally go window shopping. We go to Mr. Price, go legit, we go to local stores. Yeah, we went, Sana. And baby girl was buying. I think she bought stuff for Zoto as well, because Zoto son says win. And now I came from a very strict family. I needed to account for everything that I buy. Like if I buy out of budget, my mom would want to know if they lap. Eka, you can never ever buy yourself an item of clothing. No. Or you must say, Mama, and when you come back, you must show her, this is what I bought. So you couldn't just have strange item of clothing. So I was just like, no, I can't take any clothing. I is a splurging girls. Mr. Price, outfits. I'm like, I was just like, no, I'll just take like hair accessories, maybe sunglasses, and stuff in J isn't done on those stuff that I could always lie and be like, no, this belongs to Zodwa, this is, you know, you don't have to explain, but it had to be. I guess I'm always splurge. We went to Mr. Price, went to the, yeah, sateng. Now the plastics, needs because the girls are shopping. They are doing what? They are shopping. And then she was like, we're hungry, we went to eat. Yes, Anna. She took us to eat. And I think we ate like 3 times that day, if I'm not kidding. If I'm not mistaken, we ate a lot. Like, she'd be like, oh, you want this? Buy it. You want this? But we would literally point to stuff and she would pay. And she was very generous. I remember they went to go do piercings as well. If you know me, I only did my piercings in varsity. I think it was honors. I think I only pierced my ears in honors. In undergrad, my ears were not pierced. So, I'm a little piercer, like, I need like Beyonce style. And they went, they did their piercings. We bought tons of things. We went to, and then again, we went to a gift shop. I remember it was just about to be my friend's birthday, and she was like, buy her whatever you want to buy. Yeah, we bought to yeah. And after all of it, so remember, at 8:30 in the morning, we chilled and we did Yongelendo throughout the course of the day. And my mom was coming back. Remember, it's a Friday. My mom comes back on Fridays. And I was just like, I know the time my mom comes home. So I'll beat her to it. I'll get home first and pretend that I've been there the whole day. Hi again. Around 4ish, I'm like, hi guys, my mom gets home, you know, and I don't want her, she gets home around these times, and I don't want her to not find me at home because she'll know. And also for somebody that left school at 8:30 to still be gallivanting at this time, guys, even now it's 7 o'clock, the gate must be closed, and everybody who belongs inside must be inside. Okay, okay, and then switch okay, we're departing. I guess it like guys. It was clothes, it was accessories, we had all sorts, and gifts. I remember I bought my sister a gift, I bought my friend a gift. Yes, that's it needs. Like, we bought a ton of stuff. Excuse me, I have to go. They will ask, and by strict. And if I go home either too late or I come home with things they don't understand, my mom will investigate. She'll be sure to investigate and sizobanjwa. And at this point, I feel like we are accomplices because we spend thousands of rands of ifees zomyumdani. Hi, guys, was that me in grade 8? And then around 4, I depart. I'm like, hi guys, so Ati uzodwa ndibashiye boyithu. Apparently they carried on kesana with the splurging and the paying of the ndunduri. Pamela, Gabby gives us money to go home. She gives us money to go home. Not even the money. I think I went home like with Imali. I'm like, hi. I don't remember like exactly how much it was, but it was a couple, of hundreds maybe. I think so. And I went home kesana with my gifts. Kakazela ring sana with my gifts. Got home literally minutes before my mom came home. So I got home and I took off my shoes, like how we would do it on Fridays. You'd not take off your uniform, but you'd kind of not be as neat as when you're going to school. Untuck your shirt, wahamba ngeenyawo type of vibe. Ngoba ndifuna lo mfazi afike acinga ukuba kudala ndilapha. Enyana afika, bathina esikoleni, my head ivalid. I'm imagining if be a young lama and if my mom found out, the little death I would die, Kesan. And then Kesan, I'm giving my friends now the gifts. Kalonji hits of a child. Like anything I wanted to do, she paid. Something fun that we're gonna do, she paid. None amount. I don't think we finished all her fees, but yeah, Shem, we were way within the thousands. Of spending that money. And then it was Friday. I remember I didn't have a phone at the time. Like I think Mixed was Hafika, and I wasn't on Mixed. I didn't have a phone. So obviously I didn't speak to the girls all weekend. On Monday, I think that would have been the last day we saw Gabby. Ne? Okay, so on Monday I get to school, Gabby's absent. Oh, Gabby, she was very irregular in her attendance. Like she'd come to school, she'd not come. Like she'd come to school once and then not come to school for 2 weeks and then come again twice and then not come again for like 4 weeks and then like it was very irregular. And we came to find out that Kokwabo, they didn't know. She dressed up in uniform every single day and she would say she's going to school and she would not go to school. And we thought she came. She'd come, she'd take lots of notes when she's there, so that probably she would show her parents and whatnot. But Damdana Luana, she had problems, like she had deep-rooted problems that needed like serious psychology. But that's not where we are. And then she didn't come to school. And then the more time went by, I felt bad. I was like, what if and something bad happened and like we can't even reach out? I felt so bad. I was like, whoa. And then she didn't come to school, I think, for a good 3 weeks. Was it 3 or 4 weeks? Yeah, it was a long time. It was a couple of weeks. She didn't come to school for a couple of weeks. And then a couple of weeks later, 2 women came to our school. And they came to our class. And the teacher stopped teaching. And these are the women. They want to ask questions. Hi, we are Gabby's aunts. So apparently Gabby didn't have a mom. Her mom was late. We are Gabby's aunts. We are trying to look for her. We have looked everywhere. She has been gone for weeks. That is juvenile prison. I went to juvenile prison. Because we weren't the last people to be seen with her, but I started a coincidence of her not coming to school right after we had splurged. Amatawa. And then she just doesn't come to school. Baby kill. Come back and explain your life. Okay, the jokes aside. And they were like, hi. And then they asked us. And and they asked like the whole class, when was the last time you saw her? Ah, you know when they say, if you want to scheme, or like a, is it scheming? Yeah, if you want a scheming plan, ask a child, a teenager, that, oh, the child will lie on the spot like that. So you to go about. Suppose a song about, when was the last time you cabelled her? Everybody's like, ba 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 ba, we don't know. I say, the last time I cabelled her is the time that we got suspended. We hung around a little bit in town. Did we mention the 1,000? Did we? Of course not. We were like, no, we hung around a little bit, and then I went home, and then Zora's like, yeah, and then I went home too, and then we never spoke because we didn't have phones. Zodwa had a phone, but I didn't, and also Gabby didn't. So she was like, yeah, and then that was the last time we saw her. How was she when you last saw her? No, Mama, she was fine, she was okay. What were you doing? I'm like, criminal record. And they were like, oh, okay, it's fine. And they left. So Gabby had friends in other classes, like she had older friends in other classes as well. So they were like, who are her friends? Then people are like, no, she usually, hangs around Osman Ban. And the mothers, the aunts, they went there and they found someone who had seen her. Woo, slow. They found someone who had seen her about a week after Zodwa and myself. I was like, we didn't do anything. She did not disappear after us. She did not disappear after us. And then, yeah, okay, it was that. So they were like, oh, okay, maybe she'll be found, but that was the very last time we saw her. And Shemo and Baki were telling us how problematic she was. She was apparently, and I could see, even though I was a kid, I could see that she had problems. Like even at school, the problems that she has with academics are the least of her problems. There's a deep family problem somewhere that they are not dealing with, and that's why she's like this. Excuse me. So yeah, aunt back here, and then we never heard from her again. We never saw her again. We never bumped into anyone who spoke about her, and it was almost as if bah. And then a couple of years later, unfortunately, I found out that she was late, but there was no proof. People are like, she's late, but we used to play around a lot, so you don't know if she was really late. But yeah, guys, that's my story of the time that we spent. I'm a thousand. But when Zodwa, so I asked Zodwa, what did you guys do after I left? So this is, after the day of the occurrence. Zodwa was like, and I feel like Zodwa wasn't telling me everything, but I was okay with it. I was just like, yeah, don't incriminate me anymore. Don't. It was like, yeah, we hung out and she actually gave me more money. But at the end of the day, she was left with, I think, a little over 1,000, if not 1,000 on the dot. So the other 1,000 we spent, oh, okay, it was many thousands. We spent those thousands. I don't know how to feel, guys. Nanjaja. You guys judging me. Don't judge me. Like, what would you have done? Please comment down below, guys. There's something now who was living the experience. Maybe I didn't notice certain things. Who knows? But guess what? That's the story time. That's the time when myself and Zodwa and also Umsolwa, Gabby, that's when we spent, and also we were children, like we spent it on guys, like we spent it on and she actually wanted to give us a share. She wanted to be like, you take this, you take this, you take that. We were like, no, we'd rather just buy stuff and you pay. Go no bath, go to when you go 2,000. When you go 2,000, so we were just like, better pay And guess Sana at the time, I know you guys are gonna be like, Sibu, guys, when someone's swiping for you, you know, she bought me gifts for people like if birthday, yes, buy a gift. Man, yeah, buy like gifts and gifts and gifts and gifts for people. And guess Sana, yo, that's judge. But that was probably the most rebellious thing I've ever done. Like I wasn't a very rebellious child. I wasn't. I was not. So yeah, I guess that's the story. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think. If you like the story or if you don't like the story. I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the nice things to be done. Okay? Thank you. Bye. Now I'm saying bye for real.